Welcome once again, boys and girls. Do you realize that the leader of the free world, the man who occupies the Oval Office, Barack Obama, has played golf 70 times since he arrived at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue?
And Anthony Weiner takes a leave of absence to check himself into treatment, whatever that means.
We welcome you once again to Culture Clash. I'm Chet Coppock along with
Catherine Saxon.
All right, Barack Obama, he's played golf 70 times since he took over the presidency.
Okay.
From George Bush.
Okay, so
does that disturb you? Because it sure as hell disturbs me.
Not really. I don't want to scrutinize him about this one because you've got to have some free time. I mean, the amount of stuff that he's dealing with on a daily basis. Today he went to Puerto Rico just for 5 hours. I mean, he fit that into his schedule. And so he golfs every once in a while. That's what he does with his leisure time, you know, and when he ever gets some. So I don't think that it's. Yeah, but you can't. I don't see why you're this upset about it.
You got to remember one thing. A great political pundit once said, "No president will ever die from overwork." We have 3 wars going on right now. The economy sucks. The country's in the worst shape it's been in during my lifetime, and he's played 70 rounds of golf. How do you think that plays with a guy right now who's got a tractor down in Danville, Illinois?
I get your point, but, you know, I'm sure it's therapeutic for this guy. I mean, imagine having everything that you just said on that person's shoulders. You know what? Golf isn't my thing, but if it works for him, that to me would be therapeutic, and I would, you know, you need some free time. You need to relieve the stress, okay?
Not to mention the fact that he can't get through the windmill hole.
All right, can we switch topics to the NBA?
Not a moment too soon.
The NBA championship. Yes. Okay, who were you rooting for? I just want to know.
I was rooting for LeBron James and the Miami Heat because I have a natural inclination.
You were the only one
to like villains.
Okay, you guys have a lot in common, or what's the reason behind that?
We have absolutely nothing in common. LeBron James has money. I don't have money. LeBron James has lots of chicks. I'm lucky if a chick will even look in my direction. We have nothing in common whatsoever.
Okay, well, I wasn't rooting for the Heat, but, you know, I wonder if this is karma for their team, especially LeBron. You know, their loss. It was kind of like the entire country was rooting against them.
I think that might be a little bit of jealousy. I think that might go back to LeBron saying when he finally made the move and signed with the Miami Heat, and he was being interviewed by Jim Gray, who happens to be a very pathetic interviewer, by the way, when he said, "I'm taking my talents down to South Beach." And, you know, LeBron James, shame on you. After the 6th game was concluded and you're conducting your press conference, and a reporter asks you a very logical question about how people are going to respond to you, and you more or less imply that you're still going to be a multimillionaire, you're still going to be a very iconic global figure. The fact of the matter is, right now, in the eyes of the American public, even though LeBron James has won 2 Most Valuable Player awards, gone to the finals twice at the ripe old age of 26, he is, in the eyes of most people, a loser with a capital L.
Well, he's a jerk. Even when you watch him play, it's like every time he drives to go up to the hoop, he jabs somebody. And if he makes any sort of small mistake, you know, he's pissed. He takes the ball, he's chucking it on the ground like a 2-year-old. And I just think that his sportsmanship is, you know, pretty low on the totem pole.
In pro sports, they don't pay off for sportsmanship. They pay off on wins.
You know, that's fine, but I'm saying that this is part of the reason why people don't like him, and they see this as karma, that, you know, his arrogance is, you know, skyrocketing. And maybe this is why you didn't win this round, buddy. You know, and you'd think that he would have some sort of, after the game, I didn't see him hug or shake hands with anyone from the Mavericks. Huh. So I saw him go straight into the locker room, and it just, for me, it would be like, fake it. You know, go and shake some people's hands. Like, you know that the entire country is watching you. You can't have a little bit of sportsmanship. I mean, it's part of the game.
Well, above and beyond sportsmanship, that would have been a great moment for LeBron James to win the public over.
Yes.
If he had stayed on the court.
Yes.
And met with every one of the Dallas Mavericks and given Mark Cuban a big hug, et cetera, et cetera. It would have been a golden public relations moment for a guy right now who is screamingly needy of public relations help. It's only going to get worse for LeBron James. This is going to be a summer from hell, because no matter where he goes, whether it's South Beach, San Francisco, or Siberia, people are going to ask him the same question repetitively. LeBron, What happened?
Who helped him with his PR? I mean, somebody needs to be coaching him on this stuff. His speech after the game was embarrassing. But anyway, one more thing I want to talk to you about. Jason Terry, getting that trophy tattoo before they actually win. I
think it's great.
I think it's great that they won it, so that he doesn't have to get it removed. I mean, to get, championship tattooed onto your arm, that is one bold move, buddy.
Why not? Why not? I mean,
there's a chance that you might lose, and they would.
Everybody thought after Chicago that LeBron James in Miami would blow right past the Dallas Mavericks. Smart basketball people understood that Dallas, principally because of Nowitzki, and to a lesser degree Jason Terry, et cetera, were going to be a very difficult matchup. I thought what Jason Terry did was tremendous. I thought it was great. It was a statement that, you know what, we're not going to sit in the back of the bus and let these guys stomp on us.
No, yes, it was a cool statement. I have to say, actually, watching him do an interview after the game, I mean, that guy is well spoken for. I like him. He really is a likability about him. I think he's pretty cool.
What are you talking about, basketball or a journalism class?
Okay, I'm just saying that this is part of the game. This is part of your public image. You should care a little bit. This is somebody who LeBron should maybe take after a little bit. I don't know. He seemed to be charismatic, had some charm. Doesn't anyone care about that anymore?
LeBron's a ghetto kid from Akron, Ohio, raised in a single family home, and you want the guy to be Little Lord Fauntleroy.
That's not at all what I'm looking for. Just a little bit of charm. That's all. Okay, the owner, Mark Cuban, he doesn't want the traditional championship ring. So what do you think this guy is going for?
He will do something that will be very, very unique. It'll be different. It'll be very Cuban-esque. Here is what I really admire about Mark Cuban. And I guarantee you, Mark Cuban right now would give up the Dallas Mavericks in a heartbeat if he could own the ball club he covets. That's the Chicago Cubs. Now, that being said, here is what I really admire. What do you mean you don't believe me?
I don't see that happening. Why would you give up, your NBA championship for a team that's not doing very well and hasn't done very well ever?
What are the Dallas Mavericks? If you go to London and you mention the name Dallas Mavericks, who cares?
Okay.
If you go to London and you mention the name Chicago Cubs, people automatically feel sorry for you.
Okay, so let's switch to that. All right, so you think he's going to, transfer to something bigger and better and go over the top, sort of like his personality?
Well, what he's doing that I think is really very cool is this. Traditionally, when ball clubs win championships, cities always foot the bill for the championship parade, the championship celebration, the downtown frolics. Mark Cuban is paying for this out of his own pocket, which I think, kudos. I mean, a gold star for Mark Cuban for doing that.
Yeah. Okay, Anthony Weiner takes leave of absence for treatment. Like I said before, whatever that means. I mean, Tiger Woods gets caught cheating, so he goes into treatment. I mean, this is, I want to know where the treatment center is and what he's getting treated for, because I'm not sure what is he doing? What is he going in for? Is this just to save his?
I thought the phraseology written by his public relations people was so cliche-ridden and so silly that for anyone to believe it would be pathetically naive. To paraphrase, the Weiner statement about going into rehabilitation was, I want to find out how I can do my best for myself, my family, and my constituents. Literal translation, Nancy Pelosi, please get off my back. Barack Obama, who is suggesting that if he were in Anthony Weiner's position right now, he would resign from his position. This guy right now is running a PR campaign not unlike Tiger Woods.
Okay, well, so do you think it's inevitable he's going to be out of office? He said that he's teeter-tottering now and considering whether or not he should step down.
Yeah, he will be.
I'm thinking, okay, we agree. Moving forward. Okay, the GOP contenders, the 7 of them, faced off last night on CNN. Were you able?
What that looked like to me? That looked like a meeting of insurance agents from Danville, Illinois, getting together for their once-a-year cookout.
Oh my, yeah, that they had the way that they were even standing too, it was just.
5 of the people I didn't recognize. But I didn't feel bad because I'm guessing that 6 of the people.
Who, Herman Cain? You didn't recognize Herman Cain?
I can't say as Herman Cain made a real impact, but I didn't recognize 5 of the people who were amongst the 7, but I'm guessing that 6 of the people who were amongst the 7 wouldn't even be recognized in their own household.
All right, so Herman Cain, this guy is a businessman. He's the CEO of, I don't know if it's Godfather's Pizza or what. Do you know the the name of his
No, but
pizza.
it tells me the obvious. He's going to run a campaign based on proper health and nutrition.
Well, he said they did this a thing during the debate. You know, are you this or that? So they asked him this question: are you deep dish or thin crust? So he said deep dish. So I don't know if he's going for the health aspect.
Wait,
but,
didn't they ask that same question to Anthony Weiner?
Ooh, blow them out too much. But this guy, I mean, you ask him about foreign policy, and it's just like whoosh, right over the head. So I think that it was a little embarrassing. I thought, is this a legitimate person that we could have on the stand here? I mean, this is a debate that obviously is, a year and a half in advance. But
Catherine, what do you really think that Barack Obama knows about foreign policy?
I think
that's why you have advisors. That's why you have a Secretary of State. Because no sitting president, with everything he's got to do, which is principally cut ribbons and pose for photo ops in the Rose Garden. I mean, that's why you have advisors.
Of course, you should probably know a little bit about it as well. But something that he had made a statement about previously is that he would have a problem with the Muslim American working in his cabinet. And he was asked about this at the debate. I thought it was a really good question. I thought the chance for him to redeem himself, he didn't answer it very well. He didn't explain it. And he was trying to say, well, because of everything that's happened within the past 10 years, that, there's sort of a preconceived notion about some Muslim Americans, and there are Muslim Americans and also Muslim Americans that are terrorists. So he didn't answer the question very well, and he said, I would just like to do a serious interview with that person if they were to be considered in my cabinet.
All right, have your pencil and scorecard ready, because I'm going to do something very quick here.
Okay.
You had Santorum, Bachmann, Gingrich, Romney, Paul, Pauletti, and Kaine.
Yeah.
5 of the 7 will not be around when the campaign trail arrives for the Iowa caucus. 5 of the 7 will be out of the picture.
Okay, who do you think is?
Sarah Palin.
Oh my gosh.
Sarah Palin may well be drafted at the convention.
Look, this doesn't mean anything. There's still time for her to.
Standard bearer.
All right. Well, the front runners from last night were actually Mitt Romney, which we knew early on. Also Newt Gingrich, and also Michelle Bachmann, who is from Minnesota.
Ron Paul, who would run for a sanitation worker's job if he was given the opportunity.
I don't know. I mean, Sarah Palin, there's still time for her to announce this, but I don't think it's going to happen, okay?
All right, carry on.
Tracy Morgan, he apologizes for some anti-gay remarks that he made in Nashville during a stand-up comedy act that he did. And the anti-gay remark was that he would stab his own son to death if he spoke in a gay voice. That was one of the remarks. He's going to Nashville today to apologize to some of the people that he made these remarks to. GLAAD, which is the organization that supports gays and lesbians, it has been all over him about this. He's made a public apology. It's one thing to have, your own sort of comedy, but this is just something that no one should find that funny. And I don't see how he could even have been writing that joke down and thought, okay, this will get a few people. It might be a little bit, on the offense or offend a few people, but I can't believe that he would say something like that.
Well, here's the thing. Right now, I'm sure his agent is probably all over the Leno show, all over the Letterman show, all over Ellen DeGeneres, all over every talk show imaginable, trying to get this guy an opportunity to go on the air. And right now, if I was producing any of those shows, Saturday Night Live, for example, you don't go anywhere near this guy. I mean, this guy right now is bad news.
Yeah, and he's on 3D Rock, and he's an obscure comedian, but this is even ridiculous for him. So shame on you. Next, Kim Kardashian. Okay, apparently, Brett. Let me say his last name right. Is it Lockett?
Brent Lockett. Yes.
Who's this guy? I mean, obviously he's in the NFL, but he's nobody. And he alleged that him and Kim were having a relationship during the same time that she was dating Chris Humphries. So the $2 million ring was definitely having a dent in it. And then he went on CNN and used this flipped accusation to then go on CNN and state that he had never even met Kim Kardashian, which why? What is the point? Why would you ever do that? I mean, women in the future would never probably want to consider dating you. At least I would not, by knowing that information, that you would go on.
Well, my question would be this. What took longer? Columbus leaving Spain to discover the new world, or Brent Lockett trying to circle Kim Kardashian's butt? All right, kiddo, game, set, and match. I'm Chet Kopic along with
Catherine Saxon.
And we will catch you next time around right here on Culture Clash, brought to you by our great friends at Flood Brothers Disposal Service. Culture Clash, where you never know what you're going to find out. And once you've found it out, you're asking yourself, what the hell does it all really mean? See you next time. So long, everybody.